Hello, I am Jason and welcome to another episode of Historically Marked. I am outside Salem, Illinois, about 8 miles east on Highway 50 or US 50, also somewhat known as America's Main Street because it goes all the way from Sacramento, California, all the way to Ocean City, Maryland. But I'm kind of near the midway point, but that's not why I'm here. I am here at the Halfway Tavern. And I'll give you more explanation on the name and some of the legends beyond this place, but there is a historical marker here. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you this curiosity place. So here we go. And here is the marker right here, erected in 1964. Let's read it. In 1779, George Rogers Clark had led his army from Kaskaskia through this area to Vincennes, where they captured Fort Sackville from the British. In 1818, there were several taverns on this section of the Vincennes-St. Louis Trail. Traditionally, the log building to the east was an early haven for travelers. And it was erected by the Federated Women's Clubs of Marion County and the Illinois State Historical Society. This building was taken over by the state of Illinois at some point, and I mean for historical purposes, and it was redone sometime during the early 1970s. Now the Halfway Tavern, okay, about the name. Now the Vincennes-St. Louis Trail, now Vincennes is that way, and St. Louis, of course, is that way, to the west. So this was literally the halfway point, so people could feel a little easy about where they're at and all that. The original building, or the original Halfway Tavern, was constructed in 1815. There are some legends surrounding this place, and one of my favorites is the one about Abraham Lincoln. Now, there is something going around town, which is from Iuka. Some of the locals, I've heard, and I read somewhere that Abraham Lincoln did at one time stop in here, or maybe he was perhaps a regular guest here. But unfortunately, there is no evidence surrounding that, or there are no real claims, but I believe it's probably just something that was passed down in generations. But it could be possible because Abraham Lincoln was seen throughout southern Illinois and as well as other different parts, I mean, before he was even famous. So who knows? Now, there's another legend where one day in the early 1800s, like after this place was built, a stagecoach passing through the area was held up by Native Americans. The coach was carrying gold, and the Indians robbed them and made off with. Okay, now, when a posse closed in on them, they supposedly buried the gold in a wooded area just north of the tavern. And as far as anyone knows, it could be still there awaiting discovery. Now, people are said to have sought the treasure, but no one has claimed to have found it. And I mean, if I was one of those people, I probably wouldn't admit it either. But I don't know about that. Farmers have even plowed up Indian arrowheads in this area. But who knows? So this place is known to be haunted, and I'm really not sure what is haunted. I don't even know if people have died in here, but you never know. I mean, because this place, again, goes back to over 200 years ago. I imagine this is like where they kept their horses and all. And I really gotta be careful where I'm stepping because it's all damp. So I'm just going to kind of walk around the building a little bit. And again, this was restored in the early 1970s. I can't go in any of these doors. Obviously, there's no knob, but there are some knobs and stuff on some of them. And if you see that chicken or rooster over there, that's quirky and cute. And all the busy highway traffic on US 50, and I'm sure people go the speed limit, 55, not. But it looks like the state has done a swell job looking after this. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason, outside Salem, Illinois, and Iuka, Illinois as well, outside the old Halfway Tavern. Signing off.